All right. No response from Dan. I'm going to assume it's going to be the same situation as previous week, so we'll go ahead and get started. We left off with you guys staying at the Rusty Blade again. You all retired to some rooms there, and that's where we're picking up. Has everybody long rested? Spells restored and everything?
Yep. I need to. That's
The
easy.
rule, what's the actual paper written rule on a long rest in terms of time?
Minimum of 8 hours, 6 of which have to be spent sleeping. The other 2
Six
can be
have to
spent.
sleeping.
Yeah, the other
Unless
2
you're
can
an
be
elf,
spent doing light activity. Yeah, unless you're an elf.
The other 2, Erixus will have spent the last 2 hours of the long rest staring at Zorker sleeping.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I might have stayed up a little later, hanging out in the tavern, but I'd say I just got exactly 6 hours of sleep to satisfy the long rest reasons.
All right, we'll allow that. Questionable, given Werewolf's history.
Yeah, slept for 8 hours.
Well, I'm not saying that I might have gotten an extra. The 6th hour that I got might be an hour after everybody else woke up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's questionable that you still got up on time with everybody else, but
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, you all awake at the Rusty Blade with feeling refreshed, and what would you like to do?
As Zorkrus is like, as we get to the common room, Erixus is just still staring at Zorkrus, and out of nowhere he goes, "You're green!" And Erixus like tackle hugs Zorkrus.
How tall are you?
I don't know, like 5 something.
All right, I'm almost 7 foot tall, so you're going to be reaching some weird areas there.
I don't know if you... Listen, I understand that you math guys love the metric system, but 2 feet, it puts my head at about your mid-chest, I would say. If you're 7 feet and I'm 5 feet, but Erixus is like 5'10", call it.
Yeah, but I'm also looking like a human, which is like almost a foot shorter than I normally am, so it's really weird.
Yeah, technically you're touching his real physical form, not the form that you see him. So like you hug him and like you expect to be cheek to cheek, but you're actually like cheek
Like
to
in my
chest.
Yeah, and I'll coddle you.
Do I go catatonic when I hug him?
You do not.
He is
Well, I
not.
am green.
I push Zorkrus away and say, "You're not the green I'm looking for."
I just start laughing, and I transform into his image real quick, and I come back.
Alright.
The guy that we
And
met,
turn.
the wizard guy we met, was in town, right?
Don't we have to go back and get a
Zalathorn?
task from him?
We have to go back to the wizard assembly area.
Yeah, the guy in the arena or whatever.
Yeah, you can.
Zalathorn?
It's Zalathorn at the Wizards Council chambers. Yes.
Yeah, so
I
I wanted
actually
to
have
ask.
Cyril down too.
I wanted to ask the barkeep what he knows about him.
I'm gonna ask him a question.
Baru
I
would just
also
kind
assume
of.
that the barkeep doesn't sleep because apparently he's always here when we're asleep and awake.
Yes, that is true.
He's
an
just
NPC.
barkeeps
Barkeeps never sleep.
And...
NPCs are always there.
He would just kind of respond that the whole council is kind of mysterious, and like common folk just don't really have much interaction at all with them and don't really know anything about them apart from the fact that they're really good with magic. They're kind of almost
Common folk.
they're kind of almost not godlike, but they wouldn't come mingle at the local tavern. They're not very accessible people. You're not common
Well, you're
folk,
more
but
than common
the
folk,
barkeep
sir.
is.
No, I know. I'm saying to him.
Good old
More than common
Baru.
folk. That's what I
You
tell
guys,
him.
you guys
He's
want
more
to
than
talk to
common.
Kaboff?
You don't currently know what Kaboff's status is, just that they were most likely attempting to revive him.
Oh boy. Figure 8 hours, 9 hours, it should be pretty good. We should try.
Do we know where we would go to find that out?
In the council.
Oh, the council, not from Rowley.
I think you could probably pretty safely assume that either the mayor's office or the council, maybe trying to speak to Zalathorn again, would yield results. The mayor's office also tends to be, pretty up on the runnings of the town and most high-level matters.
And where is this archive located?
The archive is located in the top of Mount Taloth. All the way over on the left side there.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
So that's about, a couple hours journey from city.
No, it's a full day.
A full day. Got it.
Those birds.
Could we borrow the owls?
The map is to scale, and there is essentially a winding path up the mountain. So it's a full day's journey to get there.
How far is it to the bottom of the mountain?
Pretty much as you see there, about 15, 16 miles.
Well, that's a wide.
32 miles.
That's why it's the whole day.
So we'll take the birds. And
Yeah, we have
just,
access to owls.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty general knowledge. Mount Taloth is quite famous in the region. So, and really, it's pretty famous as well, just amongst wizard folk across the entire continent. For the archive itself, which has just thousands upon thousands of tomes and magical books and things of that sort. As I told you last week, it's kind of pricey to get in there. It's mostly just limited access to the council members themselves that go there to do research, but they do permit people to come in there and review certain books and stuff that they're looking for a price.
And we got free access, or we just got access to pay to be able to go in to pay?
Zalathorn gave you essentially like 3 days of free access.
It's like having a
Let's
student
go
ID.
find Zalathorn and find out what's up with
It's Cabal.
Boff.
I agree. Go to the council.
And maybe, hopefully, he didn't revive our friend, the Mind Flayer.
He has the Mind Flayer,
right? Yes, you guys sold him the body for basically an IOU.
Wow.
Wow.
That's dark.
That is super dark.
I mean, it's a mind flayer. It's like it's not even a person. It's just some. I mean, they're abhorrent creatures. Like they're just like the absolute creepiest thing. Like there's no redemption for them or anything. They're just completely out there.
Mind Flayers are people too.
The mind flayers are humanoids, not people.
Mind Flayer lives.
I think they're aberrations.
Yeah, they are. They yield from the Far Realm, which is the same place that Erixus's
But also Adams.
yeah, his what's the word I'm looking for? Patron. His patron comes from.
All right.
So that gives a general
So do we
idea.
want to check the mayor's office, or do we want to check the council place?
I think I'll just skip the mayor's office and go right to the council.
Yeah, to find out.
I'm down with the council.
Same.
Do it.
All right, yeah, you guys make your way back to the council chambers. You're greeted by Tarth, who is as much an assistant to Zalathorn as he is just kind of not really a secretary, but just kind of the door warden almost, like just greeting people that seek an audience for Zalathorn or for other council members. And he informs you that they did successfully revive Kabaf. And he wants to know what your interest is in him, basically.
We were sent on a mission to help find someone, and Kabaf wrote a correspondence to him. So we just want to know what's going on with that.
Urgent business for the mayor's office. So
Business that pertains to us and Kabaf and not to you.
I think you can
He-
put it all together now.
he is still very weak in having recently been revived. I'm not sure that Zalathorn would be interested in letting others speak with him at this time.
I mean, we did save his life. We did bring him back. We should be able to speak to him.
True.
weren't for us,
We could have left him with the
Mhm.
fire.
and we didn't seem like the only ones interested in reviving him.
Hesitates for a second. Let me speak with Zalathorn for a minute. And he disappears inside. He comes back a couple minutes later. Zalathorn has agreed, and he will allow you to visit Kabaf briefly, and will send word ahead that you are able to speak with him. He's tasked me with taking you to the clerics who have revived him.
As he says, like, Zalform has agreed, Lilros jumps in. He's like, you know, I really think we should get to speak with him. I think this is preposterous that you won't let us talk to him.
Rosera would nudge you with her elbow in the ribs.
Oh.
Yeah, so please follow me. He leads you out of the council chambers and down the street a little bit further up. There's you're kind of in the higher class part of the city where a few of the council wizards dwell. It's also kind of the same general area as the mayor's office and a few other buildings of prominence like the council chambers and things of that sort. And finally, he brings you to a stone building with gardens, kind of sprawling gardens around the walls, and kind of a central courtyard with another garden there. And it's very it very much so stands out amongst the rest of the city, which is largely stone up in this area and not a lot of plant life or natural stuff. So yeah, he leads you in there and to the house of the clerics. And inside you find Kabaf waiting with a couple clerics tending to him still.
Did he regrow a brain?
He seems to be conscious as he lies there.
How you feeling, buddy?
He seems a little startled by the question, seeing you guys walk in, and I am not great.
What were you doing
5
with
question
that
scenarios,
mind
right?
player? No. What were you doing with that mind player?
Who are you?
We're the ones who brought you back here. We were sent to look for the mayor. We were going to ask you about that.
If that's true, I am very grateful. My memory is broken. I remember bits and pieces. Most of the last few days are gone. I remember taking a trip into the woods. I'm told several days ago. I've lost several days of time from my memory.
Been there.
By yourself?
What?
I'm going to insight this. I don't believe anything he's saying.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Blam.
Oh,
Ooh.
He seems extremely genuine in what he's saying.
All right.
You were going into the woods by yourself, or were you with somebody?
By myself, I remember needing some alchemical ingredients, and I went into a place near Zafari, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up here in this bed. I'm told that I died.
Do you often take that trip on your own?
Yes, at least maybe once a week. It's just a simple task of collecting ingredients. This is normally not an issue, and frankly, I'm quite capable of defending myself.
What letter did you write Waldron?
A letter?
Yes.
I have no memory of writing him a letter.
Who has that letter?
I don't know what letter you're talking about.
Does one of us have the letter?
Yeah, someone took a letter.
I mean, didn't we show it to, what's her name?
Yeah, Eagle. I said
Did we keep it?
I'll have to get with you soon about a couple ideas that I have.
The bag of holding or something?
Things have been progressing a little slower with this campaign than anticipated,
Well, it's like half a
but yeah, I haven't forgotten about that, and I do have a couple ideas I think that I could bring you in on.
Oh.
That would work to have a separate person
Show the letter, yeah.
do the RPing and stuff.
Oh.
So you're showing him the letter?
Yep.
Yes.
Just the letter?
We didn't show him the envelope yet.
He takes it with a really shaky hand and scans it briefly. This appears to be my handwriting, but I have no recollection of writing this.
Do we have the envelope too with his seal on it?
Yep.
Should we show him that? Say, is this not your seal?
Evidence number 2.
Please
I would like to
say that.
enter into the court.
Yeah.
Exhibit B.
Yeah.
Letter.
No,
envelope.
Exhibit 2B. The envelope. Bum, bum, bum. The telltale envelope.
You're showing him the envelope now, then?
Yep.
All right. He looks it over. Again, this is my seal, obviously, but I have no memory of even writing this. I don't even have my ring anymore. I came here with nothing.
Do you mean dun 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 this ring?
I go in the bag of
Oh.
holding. I go in the bag of holding and I pull it out. This ring?
Ja-ja.
Yes, that is my ring. He holds out his hand, still
Glad we could
shaking.
establish that.
I'll give him his ring.
So
You're
wouldn't
giving
you
him the ring.
Would it be true to say that this ring, and this letter, and this envelope are all of your person, but you don't remember any of it?
Again, my memory is very broken up. I remember
I
bits and
object.
pieces. I remember going into the woods, and I have this feeling in the back of my mind that something attacked me, but I have no recollection of what. I remember a few days later, I think I remember leading one of the townsfolk into the hills near that location and to a cave, but I don't remember. I can't remember the cave.
When he says he had a feeling in the back of his mind, Wilrose looks over his shoulder and whispers behind Erixus's head a feeling in the back of his mind, like when the mind flayer pulled his brain out of the back of his head.
Zara would definitely shudder a little bit, remembering the feeling.
But didn't we, out of character, didn't we find this stuff prior? Well, I guess we don't really have a timeline per se, right? I mean, could we assume that we found this stuff before?
The ring was
We
from
followed him to the woods, right? We
The
followed him into
mayor's-
the woods.
The mayor's been gone since we started the campaign.
Ring
Yeah,
was-
but we
So-
followed Zorkrus, or we believe at least the person we were following was Zorkrus, right? Oh, sorry, not Zorkrus. Kaboff, sorry. And that would have been a day or two after we found the letter and the envelope.
Yeah, which means this guy probably got his brain eaten like a week ago, and he's been like serving these guys or something. Well, not brain eaten, but like.
I mean, do
remember
we-
those,
Yeah, go ahead.
those little brain things? Couldn't they like wipe your memory and like do
Well,
all
I think
kinds
they
of
take
messed
your
up stuff?
body, right? Like they replace your
Turn you
brain.
into like a servant or something?
Oh my
Do we
gosh.
know any of this
so
stuff?
Creepy.
Can we do a nature check about any of this?
You can give me a nature check. I don't think that you determined any of this to this extent before. Like you know that they're bad, but
We know it, like we could read about it, but
they're
I gave
yeah,
his
they're,
words to Brian.
Shin was gonna lose a bunch of his
Oh.
memory or something from getting right.
they're scary brains with legs. I mean, that's
14.
they're residents of the deep Underdark. Like even Falaren and Rosera as Drow have virtually no clue about these things. They're so uncommon and even mind flayers and stuff. You know, they're the stuff of legends. Nobody's ever seen one for hundreds of years.
What were they called? What was it called again?
The thought
The-
devourer, the intellect
The brain
devourer.
things,
Intellect.
yeah, intellect devours.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, we don't know this, but I knew I read this. Okay, so basically, the brain takes the place of the other person of the person's brain. So it's possible that we did follow his physical body to the cave, but it wasn't him actually moving the body. The brain could have been moving him, and that maybe the brain being removed from his head was not fresh. It could have been a couple of days old. So, but we don't know any of that. But in any event, I'm still
It's also not what happened,
putting the
but
timeline together and saying
they can think that.
that you must have written this letter. We followed you to the woods only a day ago. This letter was found 2 days ago, and it had to take time for the mailman to deliver it.
Listen, I believe you, but I have no memory. I don't know what to tell you. All I have are glimpses and flashes, and there could be days between those. I don't know what's real and what's I don't know.
Did we give Zalathorn the vial of the weird tadpoles? I know we gave him the mind
I
flayer.
think
We
you
gave him the
did.
apple too.
Gave him
We did
everything.
too. Yeah, the
Yeah.
jar, right? Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna transform into the mind player. Do you remember me?
Shing just freaked out again.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Will Rose whips out his
like-
sword.
Ah. Ah.
yeah, he like visibly like recoils and please stop.
I'll stop. Tell us what you know of this, and then I'll change back. What did you know of that form?
I don't really know anything. Again, just glimpses and flashes in my memory. I have seen that creature before, but I don't know what it is.
Neither do we.
Well, what do you know about
Alethorm, tell us, like,
who else is in the room?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
I'm yelling like across the room because my daughter like shit herself. So
Your daughter, sure.
Yeah, we hear you pretty well.
and today it dropped on my foot.
Did you want to say something, or you just wanted to know if we could hear you?
No. Did Zalathorm tell us like this is a mind flayer? This is really like. Did we learn anything about the creature from Zalathorm?
Not
Or are we
really.
Every time we say mind flayer, we're all metagaming.
We did. I think you did
not-
let us do a nature check at one point, right?
Yeah, you guys were able to kind of put 2 and 2 together, and again, like these things are, mythic basically. You've people have heard of them, and especially like the drow in the party are. Excuse me. Probably more familiar with them than the rest of you, or at least familiar with their existence. But yeah, you guys are aware that this was a mind flayer. But as far as like details of how they operate and even like biological characteristics and things of that nature, you're very much so in the dark in. You have a name and a face.
And who else is in this room with us?
There are a couple clerics that are just kind of standing by, but kind of they were tending to Kaboff when you walked in, but apart from that, it's just you guys.
Zaldorn, go ahead.
Is Zalathorn here?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
I don't know, like, are we under the impression that the mayor missing was supposed to be kept secret?
Rowney, Rowney to a certain extent had implied that. Also, the letter that Kaboff sent, which now you know that he was under the influence of something else, also was saying that it should be kept quiet that they were meeting. So the whole thing is very very shrouded.
I mean, I feel like Willrose in his mental state right now would probably not read the room before asking this question. But basically, I want to ask, like, what do you know about the mayor's disappearance? But should I, like, what?
Oh, shit.
What is that weird
What?
whispering?
I don't know. Somebody's whispering.
Please stop.
Yo, Shady, thanks for that raid, dude. Fun games today, dude.
But yeah,
that was a lot of
Willrose
fun.
is gonna say, like, well, what do you know about the mayor's disappearance?
Sus channel. The mayor is gone? What do you mean disappearance?
Where's the last time you saw the mayor, heard from the mayor, or spoke to the mayor?
GG's Coolio. Apparently this letter, but I don't know. We don't speak often.
For the letter.
What about from your memory? What you can remember?
I don't know. It's probably been at least a couple weeks since I had spoken with him.
Willrose turns to the party and says, "This guy's a dead end. No pun intended."
Oh.
The clerics push up to you guys and please, this man needs to rest now. He's gone through quite an ordeal. If you wouldn't mind, and the kind of motions for you to go to the door.
Orixis takes out the red orb just to see if anything happens.
Nothing.
And I put it back.
Kaboff is, still looking at you guys. He doesn't seem to react to it either.
Back into my pocket it goes.
Let's ask some Tarth if we could.
Oh, you guys did some hide and seek? Nice.
Zalathorn, so this way we could see what that mission was that he wanted us to do, I guess.
Yeah, hide and seek's super fun too. Like,
Yeah,
just,
where is Zalathorn?
it's a nice switch up. It's a nice
Some
break.
info about that creature he has.
You're going back to Zalathorn now?
Oh my god.
I guess so. He's not here, right?
No. He's, presumably still at the council chambers.
Oh, I thought that's where we were.
No, we were in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarth led you further into the city and to the house of the clerics, where Kaboff was recovering.
Did Tarth lead us out?
No, he left after leading you there.
So we're
Showed
out
ourselves out?
in front of the place by ourselves.
We have to go all
Yeah.
the way back where we went to to see Tarth to go see Zalathorn?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Hope everybody's
All
on
right.
their ass.
You guys make your way back to the council chambers. Tarth is again sitting there and greets you. Back again already. What can I do for you?
Your boss wanted to see us.
He looks down at something on his desk. I don't believe so.
Go ask him.
He
You have an appointment.
just kind of remains staring at you and squints a little and very well. You see him disappear into the back hallway again and head towards the Zalathorn's office. He returns a couple minutes later. I'm sorry, but the head wizard is very busy at the moment. Is there something I can relay to him? Did you have a productive conversation with Kabaf?
It was groovy.
He's supposed to have a job for us.
Work.
Are you saying that to Tarth, or are you just speaking out loud?
No, it's a tart.
Well, I asked because the last time I assumed that Adam was talking in character. He wasn't, so...
Adam, do the voice.
I can't. Give me 1 second.
Well, he's supposed to have a job for us.
That was really good.
That was better than him.
Yeah, well done.
Yes, the matter with the Amtar Forest, right?
Well, why don't you tell us? Right?
Oh, that's
I'm
This
not
is really
entirely...
Yeah.
I'm not entirely familiar with the details. I believe I do have a message for you on that matter. He sits back down at his desk and
Check
fumbles
your
through
little bookie book.
a couple papers.
This is messing me up, man.
All right, I'm back. Although Brian's doing such a great job, I don't actually.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to sit this scene out.
Wait,
You're now Will Rose.
Your understudy is here.
He's killing it.
I actually missed all of that content though. What was the response?
Nothing yet.
He sat down at his desk.
Zalathorn is busy, and he has a message for you from Zalathorn. So he continues shuffling through a couple papers from his desk, and finally he goes, yes, the Zalathorn has requested that the leaders of the tribes would gather at the mayor's office to relay this information. That is supposed to happen yet this morning. If you would like to make your way over there, I believe they will be arriving soon.
And where is this going to take us?
Mayor's office.
What? Oh, I missed that.
The thing that he's talking about, I think, is where your sword is from.
Ooh, oh yeah, the Amtari forest.
I'm a
Yes,
Right.
But the Atari Forest. He owes us. Right? Is that it? He owes. No. We have to discuss rewards with him. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, you guys hadn't really come to terms yet, but somebody, I don't remember if it was you or Zorkris, offered to complete an additional task and potentially get a better reward than what was being offered for the body and for getting Kabaf back.
Well, I was just hoping to discuss the reward prior to the task. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, he doesn't want to talk to us. He's too busy for us.
Let's go see what the council people have to say.
All right, yeah, you guys make your way to the mayor's office.
Do we have any dead bodies on us?
No, not anymore.
No?
Are you sure?
Not presently. I just out of game knowledge, I didn't bother making like a whole bunch of tokens for these guys since they're probably going to be throwaway NPCs. So I'm just intending to RP this without actually going to the mayor's office, just so there's
Ooh,
no confusion of why we're not changing maps.
immersion lost.
I watched that map making Twitch for nothing.
Oh, those are coming.
Cheater.
No, I didn't watch it.
Well. So yeah, you guys make your way to the mayor's office. Routney is nowhere to be seen, but there are a group of people, about 8 or 10 people, waiting there in kind of the lobby area of the mayor's office. You see a few elves, a few people who probably look more half-elven, and a couple halflings in the mix.
And this is the council?
This is at
Or they're just people?
the mayor's office.
Okay. There's a bunch of people out there. Is Raleigh
This
there?
is presumably the leaders that had assembled to petition Zalathorn
Roger that. Is
for
Raleigh there
assistance. No, Rowney is not there.
too? Quite a crowd. You guys all came to hear the likes of Wilros
What? No.
as I pull out my loot.
One of them kind of looks curiously at you and steps forward. We were here to meet with Zalathorn. Do you know how much longer he will be?
That seems to be the billion gold piece question.
Rixus is all sulky, saying Zalathorn knows how long Zalathorn will be. Inbreed. I let him hold my red pearl.
Zalathorn told us to come here to talk about this with you.
Well, actually, Tate. Wait, what's his name?
Tarth.
Tarth.
Arth, yeah.
Tarth told us to come here. He said Zalathorn was busy.
He has sent you in his place.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you to facilitate the help that we require?
Yeah, that's it.
Here to do whatever needs to be done.
We're here
kinda-
to fulfill any quest that
He
anyone
kinda-
passes along. our
Kind of looks each of you up and down and finally says, well, I suppose it'll have to do. Yes, we have journeyed far here. I'm not sure how many of the details you've been made privy to, but we are all from the Amtar Forest, various representatives of many clans there. We've been displaced, frankly. There's been a growing number of non-native beasts that have begun making their way in. Coupled with that, there have been a number of inexplicable fires that have destroyed many settlements and acres of woods.
Been able to identify the source of the fires, or do they have anything in common?
Or it just pokes Rain harder.
Yeah, I want to know the source too.
Not that we can tell. And as he starts saying that, an older halfling from the back pipes up and, "It's a dragon, I tell you." Shut up. This is sorry. I assure you, it is not a dragon. There's very clearly a man behind this. He's been seen a couple times wearing some sort of armor that is bladed, as though the armor itself has blades coming out of
Is it metal?
various
A green
areas.
dragon who looks like a man. And now Eric just starts poking Zorkers.
I hit him with my tail. No one could see it.
I have not seen him personally. This is secondhand descriptions from various people that had seen him at the source of these fires. There's too many coincidences to for it to not possibly be this man, but nobody has seen his face.
Hands here.
Hello.
Hey,
Yo, yo.
Ulros unsheathes the sword from his the Antari wood sword and says, "Well, does this sword look familiar?"
he focuses in on the sword a little bit, and yes, that appears to be made from the wood that's been left behind from some of these fires. Where did you acquire that? And you see another halfling come out from the back of the crowd, and yes, that would be us. We provided him with a sword, and you see Orin step out.
Oh, darn.
Orin, thanks for the sword. And I sheath it back.
He nods. Yes, we have come across these travelers before. They were quite instrumental in handling an issue with some unsavory folk near our encampment.
Alexis looks at the other guy and says, "You see, what happened was we murdered everyone who messed with these poor little things."
Technically true?
That's all a lie.
Well then, excellent. Maybe you are fit for this job then.
Another fellow murder enthusiast.
I'm afraid we don't have many more details to share, but there's, the problem has only been growing worse and worse as the months pass. This started as a mild issue, I don't know, maybe nearly a year ago, but in recent months, it seems like nearly every day we have been attacked by some strange new beast, or another village has succumbed to a fire.
Ulros unsheathes the sword once more, and he says, "Just point us in the direction and tell us who to kill."
So
He points his sword out the door.
Do you want intel, or do you want us to take care of whatever this is?
Good at half measures.
Ideally, the source would be taken care of, but apart from this man setting the fires, I'm afraid I don't have much more information other than this is happening everywhere in the forest. I can't imagine it would be hard for someone skilled, such as yourselves, to seek out this information and find the source.
And if you guys are so powerful, why haven't you dealt with the source yourself yet?
I don't recall claiming any such power.
Oh, I just felt power emanating from you.
Is Fillerin with us?
Your essence.
Yeah. Dylan.
He's actually with us.
Like, we turn around and he's there. We're like, oh shit.
Suddenly shows up.
You turn around, he's just standing there, like inches behind Erixus.
Orin, get those.
I
birds for us.
thought I saw a bear rug on the floor.
Erixus smells Fillerin and then walks over to the one who Will Rose is saying is powerful. Just nice, deep, hearty Joe Biden style sniffs. And, and just says, no, you smell different. You don't smell like a coward. Not a coward.
Orin, get those birds. The trip will be far.
Sorry guys, I don't get a lot of chances to interact with chat,
before we go to the archives?
yeah, this world is pretty much entirely built by myself. It is homebrewed based upon the a section of the established D&D world. Basically what he said, like a year-ish, and increasing.
Year, what's another day?
Increasing in frequency. Like as the past few months, it's gotten bad enough that it's just driving people out of the forest in droves.
Is that so? That's why Orin, we're on the road, trying to get away from whatever this nonsense is.
Yeah, and Zalathorn had informed you before that there was, quite an increasing number of tribes of elves and halflings that were, basically nomadic at this point on the eastern borders, who were just slowly moving further and further inward.
Maybe they are cowards.
Maybe they are. Would we say that we're brave? I mean, reckless, but brave.
No, reckless is right.
Like,
So-
we don't stand for anything.
So I think we're going to need the birds from Orin to get there. It seems like a long trip.
Yeah, you would know that it is about a 3-day journey to the edge of the forest, traveling along the main road at least.
Well, or do you have the owls with you? Or can you call them?
I do not have them available. You're looking to take them all the way to the forest?
I do believe that they were promised to us as transportation when we needed them.
He thinks for a moment, and I do regret seeming as if I go back on my word, but I'm not sure that we can lend them to you for such a long journey. It's several days there and several days back.
Well,
I
we do
know
need
we
to
have-
make one
we have-
pit stop.
We have need of them ourselves. The owls are not well suited for long travel, but more so quick travel over short distances.
Well, let's say this. We need to make one pit stop, not too far outside town. If we can get the owls to take us there, and then as far as they're able or willing, or you're willing, to let them take us towards the forest, that will be a huge help.
Alexis is growing agitated and interrupts Wilrose and is just like, no, we go to the archives. We go to the archives first.
I think that's what he was talking about.
Puts his
It
hand
is.
on Arixis' head and says, yes, buddy, we are going to the archives.
Listen, idiot. When we're at the archives, we won't need the owls. There will be wizards there that'll send us where we need to go.
All right, well,
Then
we
he
need the
points
owls
at
to get
Orcus.
to the
Pretty
archives.
interesting point.
He
Anyway.
points at Orcus and
Yes.
goes, this idiot knows too.
Man may be a genius.
Not what's happening.
Don't we need the
Prove us
owls
all
to
wrong
get to
yet.
the archives, dum-dum?
Erixis just starts walking in a circle, like doing like Yosemite Sam, like wretched.
Oh boy.
I take it back.
Well, we will require the owls on our first part of our journey. We may not need them afterwards.
All right. Where is the first part of your journey taking you?
I raise my sword to the sky and say, "To the top of Mount Talath."
Yes, I believe that can be arranged. Let me contact Willow briefly, and I will get back to you in just a few moments.
Yes, sir.
Erixis is like, he kind of like looks to the side, remembers the name, and then almost forgets it immediately.
You'll what?
Like at the name of Willow, Erixis like starts remembering something and then seems to forget it immediately and continues stomping around, cursing under his breath.
Okay. He returns a few minutes later, and yes, Willow is agreed to ferry you all to Mount Talath. She will be here shortly. I suggest that you make ready with any preparations that you need. She'll bring the owls directly to the mayor's office here.
Right. To the
What you
mayor's
guys would like to
office.
do before leaving Hallara? Well, you're at the mayor's
Everybody has
office.
their glasses. Everyone bought some bookmarks.
All those healing potions that I was drinking, by the way.
You drank
Oh,
them
was
all,
it-
and you're down.
I was testing that. Yeah, so for your reference, if you click on your tokens now, why is my thing broken? Oh, there we go. So if you click on your tokens, you have additional Potion of Healing's options. I shortened the regular Potion of Healing to POH just for consistency, because Potion of Healing Greater, Superior, Supreme was like way too long for the macro names. So when you're drinking a regular Potion of Healing, just click POH, and then for any of the other ones, they have their appropriate names attached. So yeah, clicking those will perform a healing, and yeah,
Didn't do that.
Sweet.
it will. I did that, but yeah, they'll automatically increment your HP by whatever you gain, and et cetera, et cetera. Same way the other
See,
ones
the
worked.
number, is that because I don't have anything to gain?
It says Wilros cannot regain any more HP.
Oh, got it. So it doesn't roll. Okay, so now I'm. Yeah.
Pretty slick.
All right. Was there anything else in town that you guys wanted to do real fast before headed out, or are you guys all set with everything? Dan, this is just starting off from a long rest, so make sure you long rest, Flareon.
And have your XP.
Yeah, and update your XP if you haven't already.
He was AFK 2 minutes ago, so might still.
Oh, okay, maybe he still is. Alrighty then, you guys wait around the mayor's office for about 20 minutes, and suddenly you hear a rush of wings and just and all of the owls with Willow on the back of one descend onto the road there. Hello, friends. I understand you're in need of some transport.
They're beautiful.
To
We
Mount Hillock.
There are 4 owls. Yes, 4 owls. So she's on the back of one. So 3 others will be able to ride on the backs, and 4 others will have to be carried by the talons. Does anybody?
Supposed to be on the back.
I trust
Richard
the
waits for
talent.
nothing. I go right for riding on one of the back.
So,
I just
so
can't.
does Rosera.
I can't not
Beeline.
ride something.
She doesn't even look behind. She just goes right onto one. Just goodbye. No way am I getting carried.
Is anyone else rushing for the last spot?
I'll be
Yeah, I'm all about the talons. I know that owls are better at clutching than, you know.
All right.
They're also better at eating.
Oh
Shouldn't you just fly there yourself?
I could, yeah.
that's true.
What are you doing here?
No, not until level 8.
Oh, okay.
Then his beast shape only lasts for an hour, so it's
I think it's like 2 right now, and it gets more. It's like level divided by 3 or something.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys all mount up or get snatched up, and you all take off and head off toward Mount Taloth. It is still raining very heavily, and storming. The same storm that's blown in a couple days ago is still just pounding the entire area with rain, and you get an especially good view of that now. Rising up to like almost to the cloud level, and looking out over the trees and the few areas where there's large swaths of farmland as far as you can see, and just see torrential downpour in every direction. The owls are not really perturbed by the storm, and just kind of bear you at a nice steady pace toward the mountain. The mountain is one of the largest in Halrua, and it is visible as you approach it. It's a bit shrouded in cloud and mist from the rain coming down, but you do see it, and it slowly looms up. But that being said, they do reduce your travel time going by the owls, but it is still quite a long journey there, several hours. They touch down to rest after a few hours, and then you all take off again successfully and head towards the mountain. As you approach the mountain, you begin to see some battlements of the city that actually bears the name Mount Taloth. So there's the mountain itself, and then there is this city here that's set below the peak that serves as the what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry.
Base camp.
Serves as kind of as the base camp, as the settlement for the workers who man the archives, and as well as a few other people. There's basic shops there for food and a tavern and all that. But it is a pretty small town. There's not really much in the way of like an armory or leatherwork or anything of that sort. It's a very small town and mostly just houses. So yeah, you all descend upon the town, and the owls drop you off.
So cool.
Are you?
Thank you, owl friend.
So I guess we would descend and we'd all just be soaking wet at this point, right?
Yes, you are all just soaked to the bone. And on top of that, you're at a very high elevation now, so it's also very cold. And the rain at this elevation is kind of beginning to turn to a bit of sleet and like not quite snow, but just like a very heavy, painful rain. Yeah, basically.
It's the nighttime now?
No, it's later in the afternoon. It's definitely very dark as the storm is still pressing in, but it's still very light out. And the ascent to the peak of the mountain where the archive is still probably about a mile's trip.
Do you guys want to go in the morning, or do you want to go this evening?
I think walking will heat us up a bit.
I think we should move.
How do I get? Yeah, I am using a green screen.
He is just beelining.
It's
towards,
it's just very
beelining towards the archives.
It's a lot of light. Like you can kind of see all the light that's like highlighting me here. It's because the light that's hitting my green screen is crazy bright.
Gotta run and catch up.
Because it's still pretty early, right? Like we just.
It's like the afternoon, yeah.
It's not early, but what would have been an 8-hour journey is probably more like a 5-hour journey with the owls.
Oh, good old owls.
So it's definitely early to mid-afternoon at this point.
Yeah, definitely not time for like a tavern hang.
No.
Do a drunk crawl.
Yeah, definitely not. And you would guess that
around the books.
It'd probably take you like less than an hour to actually get to the peak up to the archives at this point. But let's take a real quick mid-session break. I can grab a refresh my drink real quick, and we will get going. Yeah, I just switched to a green screen like a week ago. Or a week and a half ago? I don't know. But yeah, no, I use it for everything now. I've been using it for everything. But yeah, I'll be back in just 1 second. I'm just going to grab a new drink real quick, and we will keep going with things here. All right, so yeah, you guys begin your ascent to the top of the mountain. At first, it's a pretty clearly defined path, but after a while, it starts to get a little bit harder to follow, and the rain and sleet very definitively turns to snow, and you're trudging through several inches of freshly fallen powder over the past 2 days that it's been raining heavily. You're reaching kind of a high enough elevation, and that it's just cold enough that the rain is just snow at this point. I need somebody. Anyone who's proficient in survival, give me a survival check.
Give guidance.
All right, I am.
The rain.
You should. Oh, I
Each of us, or
I
only
gave
one of us?
Guidance to Rixus. Now,
Anyone proficient?
So each of
Everyone
us.
or
Anyone proficient in survival?
Right. That's it.
Oh no! Oh wait! Oh, I'm a halfling. I can re-roll that.
Yes, you
Oh yeah,
can.
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Well, shoot.
Technically, it's
Everyone's
better.
gonna die.
So much better.
Sorry, everybody, about the limbs you're about to have frozen off.
I looked to Erixus for guidance, or for wisdom, and considering he's slightly better than me.
Or Wilros.
Oh yeah, Will was killing it.
All right, you guys. You see like kind of a natural split in the cliff sides where it kind of goes to the left one way and to the right one way, and you're a little unsure where to go. And a couple people start going off to the right, and then all of a sudden Wilros comes up and is like, no, that the path is this way, and leads you off to the left.
Hold on.
Death.
Why does
Certain death.
Rose get to? We both rolled the same.
Because you didn't have guidance.
I did have guidance. He said.
Zorker said he was giving it to Rain.
No, but then he said Erixus.
Oh, he changed it?
Zorkers. I thought so.
Sorry, I only heard Rain. I heard guidance for Rain.
He said Rain, and then Erixus rolled, and he said, "I'll give it to Erixus, and then Rain."
Well, you can't really.
I know.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I had it on.
Just the
'cause-
messenger.
I had it on because I rolled when he said I'm giving guidance, and then I heard Rain after I had everything on. I said I'm rolling.
This
So-
isn't
Well-
It was actually better to give it to Rixus.
Guidance
At any
is
rate,
not an
I'm-
instant, it's a sorcery. Come on.
All right. At any rate, I leave it as is, and you guys make your way with Wilros. With Wilros at the head now, leading you
It wasn't
up
like
the.
a sign that said death to the left and certain death to the right, right?
No. Leading you up what you believe to be the
Lauren
correct
didn't
path.
see anything.
Trudging through the snow further, you eventually do come to the walls of a very large stone structure set atop the mountain. And as you make your way inside,
Here it comes. The reveal.
Dum, 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 dum.
I really got to start copying and pasting these sooner before I get to RP, the point at which you're supposed to enter.
Well, you never know. We may not have made it.
I'm just realizing how far the Amtar Forest is from where we are. Jeez.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty far.
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
far. All right, you guys arrive at the archive, otherwise known as the Temple of Mistra.
Oh boy, that name sounds familiar.
Hey, put me in the front.
Back.
Oh yes, my mistake.
Leaning over you all and like on my tiptoes and like pulling on your shoulders. I want to see.
So yeah, you're greeted by a glowing blue light that seems to be emanating from both the central altar at the center of the temple and from various sconces that are placed along the wall. There are a few guards standing watch. They don't seem to be particularly interested in you. They're just kind of bored at their post. You kind of get the impression that not much really ever happens here.
He just starts walking in, just stomping, not saying anything to anyone, just walking forward. His right hand is in his pocket. Did anybody stop me? Did they go past the guards?
No, entrance here is pretty free. Give me a religion check.
Religion?
Yeah.
It's the boy we rescued.
You're not super familiar with customs of various deities, but you assume that you can just waltz right in since the door was open.
I wouldn't care even if I was familiar. I keep walking, circling around. the altar. Just I'm walking up to this guy who looks like he's vaguely in charge. I can't seem to get there, and there I am. Does he acknowledge me?
He is poring over a book and has a few notes to the side that he's occasionally writing on. He doesn't seem to have noticed you.
I put both hands on the desk and not loud, but not soft, but very calmly say, Cyril.
Say what?
Cyril.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that the name you gave me?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't quite understand what you said. He is a little startled. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you there. He pushes up his glasses a little bit and looks up. What can I do for you?
Again, just repeats, Cyril.
You're here to see Cyril?
Cereal.
Love cereal.
Cereal.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment with him?
Appointments.
Need to see him.
I can certainly check and see if he's available. I'm not sure what he's up to at this moment.
Does this guy seem magical? I assume he's like into it. Like, does he seem powerful? Do I get any kind of like Zalathorm-esque?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh my god, today.
He seems somewhat wizardly. Just kind of a combination of his post here and his demeanor. He definitely seems, it seems like somebody in charge of the archives here would probably be magical, and he seems like he kind of has that air about him.
I would say, and being very lucid and calm at this point, Zalathorn sent me. Must speak to Cyril. Like, it's an effort for me to be calm. Like, I'm mentally wrangling myself to be normal for once. And I pull the red orb. I pull the red orb out of my pocket and tap it, and just hold it near him and say, "About this."
So you do have you are expected then. Yes, I will go and fetch him and see if he is currently available. See him head off to a set of doors back here and disappear.
There's libraries like everywhere, books and stuff in here.
No, so what you're seeing here in the various wings of the temple here are various desks. There are quite a few wizards and magical folk that are currently poring over various books, and once in a while you see like one of them get up and walk to the bookcase that's at the like one of the bookcases at the end of the alcove. Yeah, that's good. And place a book in there, and then a moment later the book vanishes. And then they kind of return to their seat and begin looking at the rest of the books that they have.
So cool.
Apart from that, you see a few...
Wait. So there are no books? There are no books on the shelves? They're just...
You probably have to ask for a book.
Fuck.
You have to know what
Yeah,
book you
Valerian is definitely like wandering around looking at what can potentially be stolen from here.
Yeah, so not much, if that's what you're looking for in particular. Pretty much anything...
to the wrong place.
Yeah, right?
Wizard archives.
Anything that's out is sitting at a desk with somebody at that desk looking at the book currently.
So you say there's a chance.
Yeah.
Does that look like they can cast a spell that would obliterate Fillerin instantly?
Yeah.
He's the creeper looking over the shoulder. Turn the page.
Apart from that,
Valerian knows better than to fuck with mages.
apart from that, the only other thing really that's of note is up at the top here. You see a few guards that are very heavily armored, wielding great swords, standing guard over the topmost doors there. So a few minutes later, you see the archivist return, and he informs you that Cyril will be along in just a moment.
Forgive me. Yeah, your name.
My name is Arkath.
Arkath, the archivist.
That is correct. Arkath Whitbraid.
Oh boy.
How interesting. Excuse me a moment. Erixus turns around, and the first person he sees is Willrose. And Willrose just in his brain, Willrose just hears a string of babbling, insane, just ramblings and rantings about music and something called the terminal cacophony, just almost as if everything that Erixus pent up to get through those of normalcy just comes bolting out into Willrose's head. And immediately after he's done, Erixus just looks so relaxed and turns back to Arkath and says, "Thank you, my good man. Much appreciated."
Willrose spins around in a circle, looking for the voice, and says, "Damn, I gotta stop drinking."
So this orb here, is
that something to steal?
Is that
No, that's
controlling anything here, or?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
And what are these things? Well,
Those are small chests for offerings to Mistra.
Oh no, we have two rogues.
Son of a gun! I gotta come angry.
So looking at it, it seems to just be a regular brazier with some sort of a blue flame that's burning within it.
these blue braziers or whatever on the tables are also look like flames.
All over.
Yeah, all of the sconces and the small braziers on the archivist's desk, and as well as this, appear to be burning with a blue flame.
Does the flame, if I try to manipulate the flame, does it manipulate?
Nothing happens.
Ooh, fancy fire.
As Erixus finishes his rant into Wilris's mind, he turns around and sees a new person standing at the desk.
It's green.
Weird.
Hello. Are you the one that Zalathorm has informed me would be coming?
Is he? The token has green, but is he actually wearing Can you describe him?
Yeah, you see a man about 6 feet tall with graying hair, and yeah, he is wearing green robes with a tan overcoat, carrying a tome, but it's just his robes that are green. There's nothing else particularly of note. They seem like very rich robes.
Erixus kind of he gets as emotional as Erixus could get. He goes, "It's green. You're green. He was right." And he walks over and extends his hand and grabs Cyril's hands. Erixus, this is a pleasure. Can we talk?
He takes your hand and, yes, I believe you have an artifact for me to look at.
Only interested in the artifact.
This is why you're here, is it not?
No, I'm here for something green. Like you. You're green. And he's
is there an artifact or not?
Oh, there is. But Erixus does poke the robe on the green spot just a little bit.
He kind of pushes your hand away, not forcefully, but clearly doesn't want to be touched. Please.
Please, child. Cut the shit.
You want me to pull the artifact out here? In full view of everyone?
What's that, man?
Is this something that we should be afraid of?
You'll have to tell me. Rix just pulls out.
Well, I can't tell you until I see it.
So Rix just pulls out the red orb.
He holds out his hand. He's finally. Hand it over, please.
I see no reason why you should need to touch it.
Then I see no reason why I should continue wasting my time here.
Because Dalathon asked you to.
Getting spicy.
He holds out his hand again.
Wizards are all the same. Rix just hands it over.
He takes it, and you see him begin casting a spell over it, and just immediately just goes right at it. And after about a minute, he stops the casting, and he seemed a little disappointed and perturbed and curious as to he didn't seem to get the result that he wanted. So you see him begin casting something else over it, and finally you see the same kind of quick red pulse that you saw when Zalathorn also interacted with it. And he has a very nearly identical reaction. He kind of recoils a little bit, and then kind of hastily, but not like he's not like chucking it, but like he just kind of hastily puts it down on the desk next to him. Says, yes, I come across something like this before.
Picks it back up and puts it back in his pocket. Almost instantly. As soon as he puts it down, and Rix's hands are on it, and he puts it back in his pocket.
Yes, I have come across something like this before. Curious, where did you find this?
It's all that anyone wants to know. No one ever wants to know anything about me. I'm the one who found it. Fine. It was in a bag with a bunch of mushrooms or something.
What?
He thinks for a moment, and I am not certain, so take this advice cautiously, but that I believe is a key of sorts. I have read of various types of these artifacts. These are remnants of the spell plague. When the spell plague occurred over a century ago, many magics were lost, and in their place, the wizards of the time were forced to come up with alternative means of warding against certain things. I believe this to be one of these such things, though I cannot say for certain what it is exactly or what it unlocks.
You speak in riddles like a typical wizard. This is what meant to be warded against, or this was a ward?
This is the ward. This, unless mated with whatever lock it belongs to, is essentially just an orb. There's not much more to it. But
I see.
most of the things that were locked away were not recorded in much detail, both to prevent future prying eyes from unleashing whatever evils or powers dwelled behind the lock, or they were just lost to history at this point. But I can say that there are likely multiple parts of this key, or to this lock, and this is but one piece.
And the green piece is where?
You cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
And the green piece is where? But I said it in Alexis's voice.
He tilts his head a little bit, and the green piece. Are you already aware of additional keys?
What I'm aware of And what I am asking may or may not be the same thing. Where is the green piece?
I'm afraid I do not know. I cannot tell you how many pieces of this puzzle there are, nor where the puzzle even is.
And now who's wasting whose time?
I am quite interested in this, though. If you would allow me, I would be interested in perhaps perusing the archives and seeing if maybe there is some deep buried tome that may describe what this key is.
Aha. And let me guess. You need to hold on to the key to do so.
No, I don't believe this is necessary. There aren't very many duplicates, as it were. Most of these things were uniquely designed to lock whatever it is they were locking, and were not used again other places, both to ensure that the same key could not be used in multiple places and to create additional obscurity and difficulty in finding the correct keys for each place that is locked.
So, then, do you have any idea what might be locked? You must have some example, some concept. What's locked? What might be locked?
He lowers his voice and steps in a bit. I have only come across a true descriptor of one such thing during the spell plague, and during the second sundering as well. Many powerful gateways opened up between planes, and many of these keys, many of these locks, were made to seal such places where unnatural beings should not be allowed to cross.
Oh boy.
So at this point, like, Erixus is starting to go a little crazy and is like getting less and less lucid. Like, he's like, they're talking and like he's, under his, like, in between words is saying like, just like twitching, and like he's like coming apart at the seams. He just looks completely exhausted at this point, and he says to Cyril, the last thing you must tell me, did you hear it? Did you hear anything?
Hear what?
And Erixus looks defeated and says, go. Find what must be found.
Yes,
Erixus will say, like, when can I come back and speak with you again? How much time do you need?
I am not sure. It generally several days at least, just to find the particular tome that may have something to do with this key. And it may take several more days to find additional information or read up on, the various books that I do find. I am relatively familiar with you, and I will send you a message when I have found something.
And do me a favor, one last favor, please. And Erixus points back at Zorkers. That idiot friend. A tome of clear thought. Anything.
He kind of raises an eyebrow and looks over at Zorkers and says, I think I will get to that research.
Well, I tried, idiot. And Erixus is now back to his normal self. For better or worse. All right. Does this count as like one of our like days? Like, I think, what do we get? 3 days at the archive?
No, it's more so a count of time actually spent looking through and perusing tomes, not just physically being in the building.
Okay. Got it. Alexis will try with Arcath one more time and say, what about you? Do you know anything about a Tome of Clear Thought?
I'm not entirely familiar with all of the tomes that we have available here, but if you would like to put in an order for that book, Tome of Clear Thought, and you see him start scribbling down on a piece of parchment. I can certainly look into that for you.
Stop! Yes! Well, I don't actually put in the order. I tell Zorkers that this kindly gentleman is willing to put it in order.
Sounds good.
How about the rest of you? Is there any other particular books that you are interested in? I can certainly look into those as well for you.
So, do you have
Any books on music?
We have probably hundreds of books on music. What specifically are you interested in?
I pull out my lute and I say, well, I'm an up-and-coming performer. And just looking at ways that I can make my music heard around the world.
Interesting.
More about
So,
publicity then.
Would I be aware of any magical books that help bards?
give me an Arcana check.
Okay, sorry, my roll 20 restarted. Give me a second. Arcana. Okay.
Yeah, I think you probably have heard of at least a couple things that target the musical arts specifically, and such as in bolstering your ability to perform and stuff. And yeah, you could relay that to him, and he could look into something along those lines for you.
Okay. And if you can't find anything that'll help me magically as a bard, anything that could just make me more like performance.
Absolutely, I will see what the fellow archivist can put together for you.
And then I also pull up my business card, I slap it on the table and say, if you're in need of a performer at any events anytime soon, just reach out.
Reach out via owl that has like
Willroast at owlflights.com.
Oh my god.
Here's
Find me
my
on
MySpace.
Thanks, and he takes the
Here's
card
my
and
SoundCloud.
Smash like and subscribe.
Also, besides the Tome of Clear Thought, do you have anything about monsters or creatures or some unknown entities?
we have many tomes along those lines. Can you be more specific?
We came across this creature. I think it was called a Mind Flayer.
Oh boy.
Oh.
It looks something like this.
Are you?
Will Rose is like jumping out. Do the thing.
Yes, I believe it is likely that we have something. A specific name is very good and will certainly aid in the search. I can certainly acquire a book for you along those lines.
Thank you.
Sarah would want to know if there were any books on famous thieves that specialize in picking locks.
Famous thieves, got it. And you see him scribble down on his piece of parchment.
The guards look uncomfortable.
Perks up.
I mean, like, I don't know how to ask for this in game, but it's like along the lines of like Tome of Clear Thought, or I just want like, I don't know if all right. So, see if I can roleplay this.
But
Arixis would say to Arcath, Watch this. Is there any place where I can cast a spell in here? It may break something.
I'm afraid that our anti-magic field in this area will swiftly prevent that.
Let me describe it then. So Arixis describes like some of the things you can do, and he says, "Like my friend here, it's all music based. Very interesting. You wouldn't understand, but not music, but music. But sort of different, terminal, if you will. Anyway, not important. What I need is a way to cast more spells in a day. Can you anything that you may have to help?"
I will look into that. I'm not sure if there is tomes of that nature would be really accessible to anyone but the council themselves. But I can certainly try.
Well, failing that, find me something on how to speak to people, because clearly I'm no good.
Men are from Venus, girls are from Mars.
Men are from Halera, women are from Baldur's Gate.
Hey. Sarah looks up.
Uh-oh.
Eyebrow.
So
Can I-
failing that, I would like something on how to speak to people, something about leadership. I always wanted to be a leader.
Books on leadership. All right. Yes. Anything else that I can do for you folks?
You probably can't see me over the desk, but I'd be saying, "Hey, do you have anything on herbalism?"
Yes. What is your field of study? We have many books of this sort.
Mycology, botany, whatever you've got.
Ecology, botany. Right. Yes, I will see what we can find.
Thank you.
Would Wilrose have seen the people like going over to the bookshelf and putting a book and seeing it disappear?
Yeah, you all would have seen probably several people at this point do that.
I walk over to the shelf and I put a dagger on it.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Nothing happens.
Your broken returning dagger.
Just a regular dagger. I walk back, shrug my shoulders, and walk back.
It's a good experiment.
Oh, Arixis wants to try something.
Oh no.
Arixis walks to a tome. First of all, Arixis will ask Arcath and be like, "How do the shelves work? Can I just think of a book and out it comes?"
No. Typically, it requires quite extensive research by the other archivists here to locate a particular tome that has been requested. Sometimes it takes days if it's something of particular specificity. The shelves themselves, I assume you're referring to, and he motions over to one of these over here, are simply our return system. A book is placed upon the shelf, and when a archivist is ready to collect it, they receive it on the other end and are able to catalog it again and return it to its place.
So you can't take the books home with you?
Absolutely not. He seems slightly offended that you would suggest that.
I don't know. Maybe someone's studying it. They want to bring it home. Check it out.
Your tax dollars at work.
I'm afraid all studies must be performed here in the temple.
Are we allowed to take notes?
Yes, within reason. In particular, spell casting related books are occasionally restricted or altogether not accessible to anyone outside of the council.
What of this large flame in the middle?
You're referring to the altar of Mistra? This is a ever-burning flame that represents our goddess.
Would I know what the goddess of Mistra is?
Give me a religion check.
Religion.
Mistra, you would know, is the kind of the highest regarded goddess in the Halruan region. She is the goddess of magic itself, which is why she's held in such high regard here amongst such a large region of prominent wizards and magical research.
Okay. What kind of offerings do people usually bring to her?
With that role, I'd say you're not like intimately familiar, not being a worshiper.
I think that
of
that was actually a question to the guy.
Oh, typically, people will bring coins. They believe that Mistra may bless them with additional magical imbuements in some cases. Some people also bring mundane items in hopes that the item will be blessed by Mistra herself and imbued with some magical property.
If I wanted her to, or I guess it's not her, it's just a idea of her, right? So, like, would I get the idea like putting something in the chest, it's gonna disappear, or that like I feel that that's like getting a blessing or something?
Putting into the chest is, just kind of like a monetary offering in general. But people like occasionally bring weapons or other things of that nature and hope for some sort of blessing upon the weapon.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the box. I'm going to place my Antari sword down on the ground next to it and place a gold piece in the box. Like, just kind of like nod my head and close my eyes for a second, but probably not actually saying a prayer because I don't know how to pray to this god. Yes. But then I'll pick up my sword and bow.
Give me a perception check. As you kneel there with the sword out, you said you were placing it on the floor or on the altar.
Well, yeah, like on the altar. Like I went like here, and I placed the sword between the chest and the fire.
All right. As you close your eyes and bow your head, you feel you swear through your eyelids. You spot a brilliant flash of blue light, as if the flame in front of you somehow just doubled in brightness and was bright enough that you were seeing it even with your eyes closed, and then fades immediately.
Wow.
Ooh. All right, I like stare at the sword. I'm like looking at it. Like I just kind of grab the handle really tightly, and I'm like, yes, this thing will do.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
I'm Atari sword +3.
Yeah.
Holy Avenger. Are we finishing up here?
Arcath looks back up at you all, and well, if that would be all, if I can't get anything for anyone else, then I can certainly submit this order, and we can discuss payment.
Arixis will ask, before we discuss payment and how Zalathorm said we're good to go, Arixis will ask if the archive accepts donations of potential artifacts.
Of what?
Of artifacts. Something that may be magical but may not be magical. I don't know if it's magical. I think it's magical and feels magical. It seems like it should be magical and may not be magical. But would you want it if it's magical?
Really, only deal in books here. A few of the council members are obviously interested in certain areas of study and artifacts related to that. So we may be able to find somebody who would be interested in taking something off your hands if you are looking to donate something. But the archive itself does not really maintain a collection of anything other than books.
Would I know that I'm in possession of a Tarask tooth?
Yeah.
We determined that already, right?
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know what a Tarask is, right?
Yeah.
Is that legendary? Okay. So, I would tell Erixus. Erixus would tell Arcath, spread the word that I have a Tarask tooth. Genuine, I might add. Genuine Tarask. Often it's one of the most powerful wizards I've ever met. He turned it down for some stupid reason. But anyway, I have it.
Very well. I will see who may be interested in such things. What are you hoping to get for this? Are you
that's the mystery. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And by the way, Arcath it was, right? Fantastic meeting.
Yes, it was nice to meet you as well. Now, about the price for these tomes, I assume you'll be looking to spend several hours looking at these various things. The current rate is 1,500 gold per day per person. How will you be looking to pay?
Take care of it.
We got a coupon.
Is that so? He grabs some papers off the side of his desk and begins flipping through a couple pages and yes, so I see he has sent word ahead. Very well. I will notify you when we have found some of these. Would I like to be notified individually, or should I only let you know once we have completed searching for all of them?
Do a group thing.
Well, hold on. For the books, the group. But if Cyril should find anything before the books are procured, you must let us know. No, you must let me know.
I'm sure Cyril will take care of informing you separately.
By the way, who is Cyril again?
He kind of just narrows his gaze and doesn't respond.
No, I'm serious. I'm sorry. I come across as insane because I am. But who is he? What does he do? Why is he here?
An archivist and a member of the council. What he does is his own business, but in general, he helps to maintain the collection to some degree, though he is not primarily responsible for that, and he is also frequently spending many of his days here poring over old tomes.
Who's better, him or Zalathor?
He seems hesitant to answer the question, and, well, I suppose Zalathor, he is the head of the order.
Ooh, wrong answer, Arcath.
Trick question.
Aricha says nothing else, but does give like a friendly wave as he turns, and I start walking towards the door, assuming everyone else is following. But
Arcath, I have a question for you. We have to travel very far now. Is there a way for rapid transport or a way to magically move to other places?
Oh, right, the transport.
Where are you attempting to travel to?
The Amar Forest.
I'm
Also on Zalathor's business.
I am not aware of any particular means directly to that point, or rather any points that would receive you. There are, of course, risky means of transportation over large distances.
I like risk.
That
Well,
would depend on the wizard and their willingness to aid you with that. That is not something that I can facilitate.
How does teleportation circle work? If we know of like a teleportation circle, we can teleport to it. If we know like its code.
Yeah.
See it and stuff.
You have to know the circle itself.
So if we find a wizard who knows like if there's a teleportation circle in the Amtari forest, and we find a wizard who knows it, theoretically we could teleport to it.
Then it's fast travel, basically.
If
In
you
theory,
also
yeah.
know the forest, you could also go there as well, but there's a chance you might go somewhere else.
I think you need the real teleport spell for that, right?
Yeah, teleportation
Correct.
circle requires the circle.
But if assuming you can't find a wizard who like knows a spot to go there, then you are at the mercy of finding one that would be willing to potentially travel somewhere very far from where was intended and potentially take a not small amount of damage by doing so.
You can end up in like lava, you can end up in water.
Philadelphia experiment, like
The wrong plane.
yeah.
This isn't my car.
Not being not being very familiar with any of the wizards of the area per se, you probably would have the idea that you would have a hard time calling in a favor that doesn't exist. Most people aren't going to be willing to just assist random people with traveling 100 miles away.
We got money though.
Sure, we do have a lot of money.
Arcath kind of looks expectantly at you all, and is there anything else that I can help you with?
Do you recommend a good place to eat and sleep for the evening?
The only place available in the area would be down in the city of Mount Taloth. There is a small tavern there, but I'm sure that they can accommodate you, because we don't get a great many travelers through this area.
Shane's looking at Willows. Notice any light up in his eyes when he hears a tavern.
Rex just kind of looks at Zorpus and is like, why are wizards so weird? It's ridiculous.
They were pretty selfish.
Can't even recommend a decent inn anyway. Oh, excuse me, you don't live in one in town. No, I can't help you with that. Only a wizard can teleport, and surely we can have artifacts here. Books.
Rosera would lean in and say, but where do you sleep?
Ooh, hubba.
Where do all the people here go? Surely you don't climb down the mountain in the snow every time you have to rest.
We all have residences in Mount Taloth.
There's
those of us
no
here.
vacant residencies? We're happy to pay. Come on.
I'm sorry, you were looking to purchase a home.
We want
the
to
abodes.
rent it.
There's no Airbnbs around here.
There's nothing?
I'm afraid that the abodes in Mount Taloth are typically reserved for the staff of the archive itself.
I understand it's an unusual request, but what if we go all the way down to the tavern and miss these precious hours with these beautiful books? Could you really do that?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. It's very disappointing. Do you have a lounge?
In a chair.
Gonna do college.
I'm afraid not. If that will be all, I will certainly message you when these books are available.
Did he say how long? About
2 days.
2 days.
It's hard to say, but probably a few days to locate them all and locate specific books to the subjects that you're looking for.
And how far is this town where, whatever?
It's where the owls dropped you off. So it's the town of Mount Taloth. It's just about 2 miles away from the peak itself.
Well, strap on your hiking boots.
Guess we're going.
Let's take an Uber.
Right, you guys.
Fillerin is missing HP.
I don't think he long rested yet. So yeah, Dan, you can go ahead and long rest and change your XP to 92. Yeah, sorry, 9124.
9124. Is there a
Yeah.
button for long rest, or do I just gotta?
Slash.
You can do exclamation
long
mark
rest.
long rest. All one
And
word.
then your name, Fillerin.
No, didn't work.
Your name after it.
You might have to do your full character name, since that's how it's represented as the
Is it
token
long rest
itself.
one word or?
Long rest.
Yeah, long rest is one word.
There it goes.
Hey, look at
There
that.
it goes.
Not that it made any difference. It's literally just my HP.
Yeah, it's a
Works
little
for
bit more
different
useful when you have
spells.
spell slots, but
Yeah. HP and hit die.
all right, you guys trudge your way back down through the snow and the storm coming down and make your way to the town of Mont Taloth. The tavern is readily visible, and you guys find it without much issue, and make your way inside. Is there anything you guys wanted to do specifically, or do you want to kind of speed through this?
Well, you know what I want to do.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Damn it, I was right.
Yeah, so you greet the barkeep Fulthor, and he kind of gives you the same general reaction you tend to get, or he kind of shrugs
Never go
and
full Thor.
he kind of shrugs when you request to perform, and yeah, just go on, head over there. The bar or the tavern is not very full. There's just kind of a couple of stragglers. The tavern itself is fairly sizable. You guess that there's many rooms in the back to accommodate potentially large numbers of travelers when necessary. But tonight, the tavern itself seems to be empty. Just a few patrons. But yeah, if you want to perform, give me a performance check.
Right. Unfortunately, Wilrose is not very rested and is not. He's tired from this.
Oh, Dins, what's
from
up,
this
dude?
Trek, so he's going to be
Okay,
at a
we're
disadvantage. All right, he's going to get some guidance. Oh man, do that without the advantage. Disadvantage.
All right. Even still, you managed to push out a very respectable performance and push through your exhaustion at the end of the day here, and you're probably still a little wet and cold from the storms that you've endured throughout the day. But yeah, the patrons seem a little disdainful at first when they see you start strumming, and then they pretty quickly warm up and genuinely seem to be enjoying themselves and foregoing their conversations to listen to you.
All right.
So yeah, the barkeep would inform you that the rooms are 2 silver a night per room. There are several available, but how many would you be looking to get?
Do I get the performer's discount?
He thinks about it for a second and kind of shrugs. Yeah. How many rooms?
Do we want one each, or are we looking to bump?
Is there enough for one of each?
There's plenty.
2, 4, 6, 7 of us.
Yeah, we got 7 rooms.
14 silver, that's not that bad.
I mean, maybe we can get group discount.
I'd hand over 2 silver and walk down the hall.
Just does the same. Hand over 2 silver and like goes into his room.
He looks around and says, I'll give you the rest for another 6.
Sweet.
All right.
Rosera throws him 1.
Shin does also 1 more. There.
Y'all throw in.
It's like I'm gonna get the shit end of the stick here.
We admire you.
I'm waiting for a better deal still, but yeah, I'll throw 1 silver.
They don't really have much in the way of food. Some basic wares, bread and cheese, and maybe a little bit of fruit. But up there, it's kind of bare bones, and people are kind of expected to provide most of their own wares for journey up to the top of the mountain.
Like, can we get some of that meat, cheese, bread situation?
Meat, cheese, bread.
Yeah, he would respond.
There's a word for that.
Accoutrement.
Use your
Yeah, he would respond. That's another silver for.
Sandwich.
Yeah, you were thinking sandwich. Charcuterie is very elevated. I just want some meat, like a hunk of each. Like, it doesn't even have to be in a form. I'm hungry. And I also want some ale. I want that.
Yeah, he would respond that it's another silver for a drink and some food.
All right, she pays it. She sits down. This is very cold. It's a long day. Rosera's hungry. Okay.
All right, you guys all get a bit of food, and then or some of you get a bit of food, and the rest of you make your way to your rooms. The night's rest is uneventful, and you all wake the next morning well rested and ready for the next day. The rain begins to let up a little bit. Mostly snow up at this elevation still, especially in the early morning. Even at this point, where you had landed the day prior, it was kind of a mix of sleet and rain. But at this point, with the cold of the night, it is still raining, but it is still precipitating, but the rain has turned completely to snow with the cold.
Oh my gosh.
What are you guys looking to do at this point?
I want to make that long hike to the Alari Forest. Take like a week to get there from here.
What happened with the teleportation stuff?
Are the owls
Aware of a
bring-
teleportation?
Can the owls bring us back to Hallara? Maybe somebody there can teleport us or something?
The owls are gone.
South from.
Yeah, the owls are gone.
You
I could
didn't
be a riding
retain
horse
them.
for a couple hours if we can get like a cart for you guys.
Well, let's
We have message or
You're gonna
contact
be
person?
your horse?
No. Is there a stable in town? Maybe we get some horses and go back.
You know what? I may be able to do something here.
Turn into an owl. We're
I-
gonna ride.
I'm
I
looking.
think he doesn't have any flying yet.
I'm not quite casting this yet. I'm looking at this. CR 8 beasts of CR quarter or lower, right?
Do these have? It says they are fey spirits. Do these have physicality? They could be.
That take the
Ridden?
form of beast. My understanding is it's basically like when they die, they don't like turn into like meat and bone. It's like let's see.
Quarter.
Theoretically, if this works, I don't know if this works, but if this works, then theoretically,
Yeah, they are mountable.
okay.
That's an hour. We have like an 8-hour trip.
We can ride elks.
I think I could summon a bunch of like giant owls, 8 giant owls.
Are they CR 1/4?
as they all disappear while you're hundreds of feet in the air
Yeah, it's a 5-hour trip.
when the hour ends.
Not do that.
They could get us an hour into our trip.
Well, we could just go to a stable and see if we can rent a horse.
Or that's the other way to do it.
Is there a stable? Let's ask the barkeep.
Is there anything around here?
Got
Dead
we're kind of
town.
rich. We can rent 2 different carts and wagons, covered wagons.
With the driver, and we just chill the whole time.
I don't know. Riding a giant owl.
Then why do we need to sleep?
Awesome.
Could have slept on our way out.
Yeah, we can sleep on the cart. Well, it's probably business
Oh my God,
clothes.
this is the
We
laziest
can
party.
sleep on the
Looking around, you do find a stable that seems to have some extra horses available. The owner would offer them to you at 75 gold apiece, and another 100 gold for a cart.
Well, guess we're walking, boys.
Yeah.
Seriously, that is expensive.
We got money.
Yeah, but
I would recommend we go to Halora first. It's an
Shank
8-hour trip
the
to
owner
Halora,
and
right?
steal the horses.
Leased by people.
We could buy what? We could buy 2
It-
horses. and
you
cars.
do
Is
still
there
have.
anyone but us in
the-
here?
I mean, there is still a cart and a horse that you guys took from the cave with the bandits, but presumably that's left back at Halora since you flew here with owls.
Right. Yeah, where we store those? I mean, should we invest in a stable or something when we go back to the
Buy a stable.
I mean, there are general stables amongst the city.
plot twist.
It's part of my traveling. What do you call it? Traveling performer
Troop. Yeah.
pay.
Just retires and becomes
A free stable.
We illegally parked in front of a fire hydrant.
Oh shit.
I think we just hoof it.
Everything.
What's the benefit of taking a horse over us?
It's faster.
It's faster.
There is none. It is.
have to
It is
move.
not.
Oh, fuck.
It is
I
not.
mean, there are 7 of us. You know, it's,
Yes.
It-
let's just walk. Let's just go.
So certain beasts are capable of faster travel for a period of time, but like a horse can't move at a fast pace for an entire day's travel and actually speed up your travel.
Can you conjure eagles?
Yes.
But again, 1 hour.
Only for an hour.
Ah,
Bring down the mountain.
don't we have a scroll of teleportation or something?
Don't we have a ring of teleportation?
No.
Roll. A scroll you have to roll to be able to use. And we really don't.
What happened? Wait, what happened with the ring?
The ring teleports.
Right, that's right. It went in.
What happened with the ring? Is it just gone?
It's broken. The ring
they still have-
teleports.
No,
Arixa still has it.
No,
I have it, and I'm attuned to it.
to the room. That's what happened.
It goes where he wants to go, but it
It
just
just doesn't bring you.
Yeah.
How did you get it back?
I mean, he just teleported across the room, found
I picked
out.
it up.
Oh, okay.
Their first attempt was to teleport through the door in Kabaf's tower, and then
Let's walk.
they picked up the ring again on the other side of the door.
Oh, okay.
All right, are you guys going
Yeah,
to
we'll-
Halora
Yeah.
first?
I vote for walking
Yeah.
as well.
So
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Halora first.
Hood up.
All right,
We
you guys.
spent 2 hours arguing if we should walk or get something. All right, put a walk, guys.
walk of shame.
All right. After a couple miles, the snow kind of recedes and turns back to rain. The temperatures start to rise again as you descend down the mountain. The trip back is pretty uneventful. The road's not particularly occupied with the weather the way it is, but you make your way back to Halora after a full day's journey and arrive safe and sound towards the end of the evening.
So back to the mayor's office. Is the council or whatever group still there?
No, they were there to meet specifically with Zalathorn or with you guys.
Is
but
Raleigh
no,
back?
they're not just hanging around. No, arriving at the mayor's office, it's closed up. It's kind of towards the end of the evening, so you would kind of guess that just nobody's there for the rest of the night.
Those folks know about a tar.
Form.
Because Zalathorn's a wizard, he might be able to do things for us.
Yeah.
Don't ask, we'll never know.
Zalathorn could make that just maybe able to do a teleportation circle for us and stand up there.
Well, let's try it. Can't hurt. Ask.
So you're going to the council chambers?
Yeah.
They also are closed for the evening.
Closed for the evening, naturally.
Rusty Blade.
All right, you guys make your way to the Rusty Blade, and it's a fairly packed night. Seems like there's a lot of people looking to potentially extend their stay here and avoid the traveling through the rains that have been kind of plaguing things for the past 3 days.
Wait, what? It's night here too?
Yeah,
It's a full day's travel back to Halora from Mount Taloth.
Jesus. So how many days is it to get to this forest?
Like 3
A
days.
week.
About 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, you arrive at the Rusty Blade. There's a few expectant glances towards Wilros as he enters, and Baru greets him friendly and
Give Baru a high five.
friendly. He high fives you back, kind of awkwardly.
Yes.
He like almost misses a little bit.
Don't worry, I corrected.
excited.
Get him.
What can I do for you, my friends? I have a couple rooms still set aside for you.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows of any wizards that are in the tavern tonight.
In the tavern? No. We don't get much wizard folk through here. They tend to have much better means than a little old tavern like this.
Like what? Nothing better than this tavern.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
No, but seriously, where are they?
He just shrugs and he kind of doesn't know what to say.
Just kidding with you, Baru. Well, I mean, obviously, I would go on stage if that's the next step, but basically, I guess, is that what we're doing? We're just resting again? Like,
It's a whole day.
I guess that's the only thing we can do, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless we go more.
Yeah, you can give me another performance check for this if you're performing again.
I'm feeling better this time, so I will perform as usual, hopefully. All right.
Oh,
Sorry, I assumed guidance.
yeah, per usual, the crowd expectantly listens, and they seem to be having a bit of a growing reputation. You're kind of wondering if some of the people here aren't here specifically for the performance rather than trying to rest from their travels.
This song was called "We Need a Wizard." A wizard in the
A
morning
wizard.
light. Teleport us to the forest.
Yeah, you have a few people come up and toss some tips down on next to you. You get 6 gold and 10 silver.
Nice. Are any of them wizards?
Not as far as you can tell.
Darn.
They seem to be
Nobody took
mostly
to my words of my song.
mostly commoners and a few wealthier travelers, but nobody that strikes you as magical.
Well, I guess we're on our own, boys.
All right, you guys bed down for another night here. The rooms are comped per usual by Baru. It's growing quite fond of you all, and you awake on another new morning.
Zalathorn.
You're headed to the council again. You're once again greeted by yes, Baru accepts the gold graciously, despite you spelling his name wrong.
Whatever. Lucky I said it right.
Bobby, just take the gold.
You're greeted again by Tarth, and he says, "Welcome back again. What can I do for you today?"
Sorry,
Don't sound so excited, sir.
We're taking that mission for Zalathorn, but it's real far away. You have means to fast travel or travel great distances quickly?
I do not personally. I think it was assumed that you would secure your own form of travel. It was under the impression that you were accomplished adventurers.
We went to the guy who gave us the fucking quest to ask him if
Kind
he
of.
was there.
Kind of.
Okay.
Not quite the guy who gave us the quest, but he's the guy who got us the guys.
With the lackey.
Is there anything else that I can do for you?
Zalathom said Cyril could help me. Cyril did nothing. I feel Zalathom owes me. At least an audience. Just 1 minute, top.
I am afraid that Zalathorm has other matters to attend to today, and he will not be able to accommodate a meeting at this time.
I'm afraid Zalathom has other matters to attend to.
He kind of dismisses Erixus. Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
No.
Begrudgingly.
I do want to pass by the mayor's office again, though.
Okay, yeah, you guys
Is it open?
make your way over there. It is open, and as you arrive, at the mayor's office,
It's empty.
it is open, and Ralny is not to be seen.
I'm gonna jiggle the lock to the back office.
The door opens freely.
Oh. Homegirl's gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
What?
That?
Is that the mayor?
What is that?
It's a person.
A man sitting at the desk, and he's poring over some papers, and he looks up a little startled. Hey, what is the meaning of this? He
What's the
stands up
meaning
from
of
his chair
this?
abruptly.
Does he look familiar to us or Zorkris?
Zorquis would recognize this man as Waldron Shisk,
The mayor.
aka
That's
the mayor.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Why do I have -1 HP? How did this happen?
Oh,
My token has -1, but my
Yeah, this-
person
this-
doesn't.
token's wrong because I
heard
must.
that one, Samantha.
I'm gonna have to repaste tokens to
problem.
this map apparently, but okay. Yeah, just leave it for now.
I'm gonna like bow and say, what do you say to a mayor? Your honor?
Your
Something?
That's your...
His honor.
Your Honor, yeah.
Your highness? Your majesty? I'll say all those 3 things.
You great big giant idiot.
Great to see you.
Florin's got his
Healthy.
hands on his rapiers right now. Wait, what?
Is there something that I can do for you folks?
Why are
I'm
you?
afraid
we
I'm
were
quite
looking
busy
Do you
today.
even know who we are?
Where's Robin?
Do you know what?
Is there anything that you can do for us? Yes.
Rowdy is gone. She is currently over in Safari assisting with the transition while Kaboth is still down. Who are you exactly?
The ones that saved
We are none other than the amazing party.
insert
it.
party name
He's been
here.
doing
amazing
really
party.
cool stuff
I
for,
went to search around.
for money.
We're the group that was sent to look for you.
We're the group that rescued you.
We didn't rescue him though, did we?
We rescued
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
I'm a bit confused. His demeanor changes a bit, and he seems a little less aggressive. But
Well, where you
you
go,
must-
if
you
you're going
must-
through your ledger and you see a 200 gold piece line item every couple of days, that's us.
yes, you must be the crew that Ralny had informed me of. Ragtag. So you are the group that has
Ragtag?
been
Outfit is supposed to place down.
Oh,
take.
geez.
You've been handling several matters for the city, as I understand it. Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you at this time?
Where have you
I'm afraid I don't have any jobs to offer.
Where have you been?
Where have you been?
My
Where have you
business
been?
is my own.
Not when it involves mind flayers.
Yeah. There's actually been some pretty gnarly stuff going on, and we'd like to know where you were.
A mind
Get a hold of you.
I stepped into
Flair?
the room to prevent him from closing the door.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid I'm not entirely certain what you're speaking of. I was away on a business matter, and that is all that I can say at this time.
A business matter that led us into the den of a mind flayer.
Could I do a check to make sure maybe that's not the mayor? Maybe it's somebody else disguised as him?
An illusion.
An illusion.
Not really. Just like any. Give me an intelligence check, I guess. A straight intelligence check.
Fuck, I'm stupid. Supposed to be a wizard.
As far as you can tell, and you're at least fairly familiar with magical means of disguise, nothing about him seems off. He seems to be the form that he claims to be, as he appears.
Yes, but what about his brain?
Yeah, I wanna look
I'm
at the
afraid
back of
that-
his head.
I'm afraid that I am not familiar with what you were speaking of. Is this to do with Kaboff?
Yeah. Have you seen him?
No, I've been quite busy since I've returned. There's quite a backlog of things that I need to attend to.
So
Well-
the fact that we cleared a false artificer out of your town. What other things did we do for your town? We protected the grave of whatever that guy is. The
We found the boy.
We found the boy. We cleared out the cave of monsters. We protected the wizard council.
The owl bear.
The owl bear, of course, the owl bear.
And you don't have so much as a couple of minutes to talk to us?
And we saved Kaboff.
Well,
Yes, and we are all very
Debatable.
grateful, and I'm sure that Xanathorm is compensating you all appropriately for the work that you have done recently.
Yes, but you're being quite disrespectful.
I am a very busy man, and I am not the one who has just barged into someone else's office without so much as a knock.
this is true. I apologize for barging. We were just nervous that we haven't seen Raleigh in 3 days. Without so much as a letter. A note.
And we were sent to look for you and ended up in a mind flayer den. And I draw my rapiers.
Oh shit.
Sounds like you should consort some better maps. Rowney is again, as I said, taking care of Zafari, overseeing their daily operations, while Kaboff is currently down before he is well enough again to take on his usual duties.
I think I'm gonna stab him.
What?
Well,
What?
before we...
Look at this letter first.
He seems very
Are you
genuine in what
actually
he's
gonna
saying.
Show him the letter? Yeah, no, I'm sure he's genuine in what he's saying. Are you actually gonna show him the letter before I do this?
Yeah,
Before
let's
I make
do
a
a
really
letter
big
approach.
mistake?
Maybe we can talk to Rowley and see if she's got any scoop on
Mm-mm.
when he came back and what the read is.
If we're not stabbing him, I am tying him the fuck up.
We can get back in here.
Can we
Spy
though?
on him.
We have 2 rogues.
Yeah,
Even if one of you dies, we'll still get back in.
yeah. Anywhere
Can we
you wanna
go?
go, we go. That's it.
Matt. I mean, yeah, Matt, you could cast that.
Yeah, do it.
What's
the other
this?
Matt. Lesbian.
It's hostile. It's hostile. It's.
Is it hostile?
Alright, he's gonna stab him.
Well, I think which is more hostile.
I think we should talk. We should go talk to Rowley. We should go talk to Rowley and see what the scoop is.
I was gonna say something.
While everybody's distracted, I'm gonna drink that potion of clairvoyance.
Ooh.
And I'm
Wait,
gonna.
Which one is that?
What's does that do?
That's I could cast clairvoyance now.
Yeah, well, what does clairvoyance do?
Let's see if
It's not gonna
I
help
have
with
a
the
potion
situation.
of mind reading.
Clairvoyance is you create an invisible sensor that
Yeah, no,
you can
I
either
drink
see
my
or hear
potion of
through.
mind reading.
Yes, I could hear things, so I could hear if he talks to someone or does something in the near future.
10 minutes.
Oh. Only 10 minutes?
Yeah, it doesn't last very long.
Yeah, but detect thought. I have this mind reading one, which is detect thoughts. That one's also hostile, right?
Getting hostile.
I believe yes, they become. I don't know if they become automatically hostile as with
But they'll know I read their minds.
the friendship one, but they are aware, so they may become hostile.
I mean, I am 100% up for hostile right now.
But we're getting a legit 5 from this guy, right?
I mean, did we incite him?
Did anybody
The
roll?
only reason I'm not trying to intimidate him into giving us more information.
Alexis did an insight.
Can one of us roll for it? Like, do we buy this?
I didn't intimidate. I rolled an insight to see if I
Insight.
could talk Dan down, but I don't think I've succeeded.
Oh, the insight was against Dan. I thought you were
How I feel
inciting
about it,
the
like-
mayor.
No, I was inciting Dan. I was inciting Dan to see if he was really gonna stabby stab, and I was gonna warn the mayor, like, excuse me, you are going to get stabbed now.
You're gonna have a real bad time.
Yeah.
But like, do we buy this story about where the secretary is?
I think Falarin, even though Gabe has told us we buy it, I don't buy it.
I don't think I buy it. She's mysteriously gone on a long trip. It seemed like she lived there.
Mhm.
She was always
She's
here.
definitely one of those people that has like 17 pairs of shoes and like brings her own coffee.
I'll do
I'm
an insight.
very aggressive as far as interrogation here. I may not stab, but I'm gonna put this intimidation score to work.
I believe with the wording of the spell that detect thoughts also doesn't technically make them aware of it until you attempt to probe deeper and they have to save. Because detect thoughts lets you detect the surface thoughts, but then you have to choose to probe deeper.
Oh,
You're inciting the mayor.
yeah. Did he tell
He-
the truth about Raleigh?
He seems very genuine in what he's saying. Yes, you have no reason to doubt him.
Seems legit.
I was gonna have a good thing to say, but I forgot what it was, so not gonna say it.
All right.
Well, all right. So the letter that we saw in his house was from Kaboff and was telling
From
him
Mind Flayer Kaboff.
either way, but it was telling him to go there. So I mean, we're gonna ask him point blank about what that was about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So
And also because the letter was found burned in his house.
yeah.
Mm.
And his house might have been trashed. I don't know how he knows we were there.
I don't know who trashed his house.
Shit.
Totally mean their
No.
houses.
I
Did
cleaned
you
it.
shit my pants? So yeah, no, I'm gonna ask him point blank. Like you were at Kaboff. Kaboff wanted to meet with you. Where were you? And what was?
I mean, you could ask about the letter.
Yeah, or we have the letter, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Where were you last Thursday?
Show him the fucking letter. What's this about? Can you explain this?
You acquired this from my house.
Oh, great.
We were
I'm
sent
not
to
sure it is
there.
me who needs to be doing the explaining. Again,
were
my business is my
on a mission to your
own.
house. Not when it
By who?
pertains to the safety of the townspeople.
The townspeople are safe. What is your evidence against me?
Oh well, just a giant gaping hole in the back of Kaboff's head. where the brain used to be.
Huh.
That is irrelevant. I have nothing to do with Kabaf. The letter
This
was
letter
the letter was sent to me by Kabaf. I went and met with him, or attempted to, and he immediately dismissed me and said that the matter was no longer of any importance. No meeting ever happened.
And he doesn't even remember writing the letter.
Kabaf is a member of the council, and as such, I am typically obligated to respond to his wishes. I attempted to destroy the letter. Apparently, I was less than successful, and I went to meet with him that same day, but he dismissed me and said that the matter had become irrelevant.
What was
That is all I know. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It was on the letter.
I know as much as you do. He sent me this letter.
We only know half of the letter because half of it is missing.
He takes the letter and I'm probably filling the blanks. Let me see. Yes, he requested that I come to his tower. He mentioned that he did not know who could be trusted amongst the council, and recommended that I tell nobody about this, and then requested that I immediately destroy the letter. This is all I know. That is the end of the letter, and he was as cryptic as it seems.
Well, may I ask, why would he have said he doesn't remember writing the letter?
That seems like a question for
everything?
Kabaf.
Alexis
we
would,
asked him.
Alexis would jump in here and say, "Excuse me, perhaps I can venture a guess. He had his brain eaten."
Exactly.
That is certainly one possibility.
Did you not find it odd when you went to meet him that he dismissed you immediately?
He is a wizard. I'm not sure how much dealing you have with them, but some of them are devious, just
be
by
careful
nature.
With your words here, generalizing wizards like that.
I said some.
Some could say something about mayors.
Can they now?
Although politicians are fantastic people with no
Yeah,
ulterior
really
motives.
trustworthy. You can trust
But
them.
they certainly don't disappear for days at a time and make everyone worried.
Yeah, but he needs to explain.
They at
it.
least
Last
tweet
week.
about it.
Yeah, seriously, where's my tweet?
I believe you have taken up enough of my time. I owe you no explanations for my whereabouts. You are not in charge of this city. You have not been tasked with babysitting me. Please, leave my office.
The rapiers are now drawn. Where have you been the last 3 days?
I catch
Guards?
Before he can guards, I catch charm person.
Oh no!
No, he said it. He made the call out.
It's too late.
Like this before he said it.
Can't retcon the DM.
There was no retcon. That was before.
He
Go
did
to
click
the-
it before you said the word guards, technically, but one action is 6 seconds.
Go to the videotape.
Rain ran away.
Brain.
Rain is gone.
Rain's gone.
The usual troop of guards, begins moving in. Let's see. He's gonna make a. You're still casting Charm Person, I assume.
Well, if you're gonna say he said cards first, I won't.
Well, no, the guards are just in the room. If you charm him, you can still call the guards off, right?
Let's do it. Charm. Go for it.
So what's your spell save DC?
Spell DC.
Are we technically fighting him yet?
13.
Oh boy.
Rain is already in the front. Rain got cornered.
Oh shit!
It's been a pleasure, guys.
You'll know if it succeeds, right?
They're just
He saves. The guards march in, kind of ignoring
Rank.
ignoring everybody else. Oops.
All right.
We will
Let's-
take our business elsewhere.
Yeah, we understand, and we don't want any trouble. We just like we are wasting your time, you've wasted 3 days of our time. That's our only qualm here. And if you can't offer us so much as an answer to our questions about your whereabouts, then we will just go and we will consult with Rowling. Be it as you will, but next time this city needs saving, you might want to call somebody else.
Save yourself.
Gabe, while the guards are busy, I'm gonna leave
And I
the goblet
slam
rat
the
in
door
here.
behind me.
Leaving
I
me in
slammed
the
his
room
door.
with the mayor.
Oh, there's 2 doors. I slammed the one door.
He kind of stares Philarin down.
I also slammed the door.
Wrong way, dude.
No. I locked
You're
the door.
You're locking yourself in there with him.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no, he's a mind player, get eaten.
Where's the ring of the animate dead? Is it still there?
Guards continue moving towards the door, pushing past.
Well, I mean, are we?
I
Before they
asked
push
him.
past?
That is
Yeah,
whereabouts.
they should be able to push past us.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Are we allowing them to push past, or are we getting
Like
hostile at
attack
this
of
point?
opportunity.
Well, they can push past you unless you are actively hostile towards
That's what I
them.
mean. Are we forming a wall, or are we just kind of standing there?
Sorry, going back 1 second real quick before I forget. Rain, what did you say about a goblin head?
The
Goblet.
goblet rat. I'm gonna turn it
goblet.
into a rat and whisper for it to like hang around here for a while. Enjoy any scraps of food that it finds here.
Okay.
Hoochie mama.
The guards are now at the door and are attempting to open it.
So you guys decided not to prevent the guards from getting through the hallway.
They got through us too fast.
Yeah, I'm trying to get information from him. Nothing.
Well, you're about to get yourself. Well, I don't want to say killed, but
Well, here's the
He's
thing.
gonna get killed, yeah.
I feel like we could very easily demolish. These are like civilian guards. Like I feel like Zorkers could like breathe on them and they'll all die.
Right.
Like
I didn't brush my teeth this morning. You're right.
so like. So I feel like we can make very short work of them if we want to. The real question is, do we want to?
Yeah.
This is.
yeah.
I understand that most of us are chaotic evil. Like, Alexis would seem very torn in this situation because on the one hand, he hates the Drow, and on the other hand, he doesn't care about any of the people. But this is not like. There's just no reason for this. He would like anyone who can hear him would hear in their brains just this high pitched whine about how this is.
Yeah, but Dan turns you off.
Phil would literally hear like
Knock, 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 knock.
just a constant knocking on a door, just a knock sound constantly.
Scene at 10:02.
Simultaneously with that, the guards are trying to open the door, and calling out to the mayor and asking for him to respond.
So you're not letting me attempt to intimidate him into getting information or anything. This is just it. Getting real.
Well, you've done a bang up job so far.
Yeah, like
That's Fireball. I don't have Fireball yet.
Give me an intimidation check. Sure.
I'm gonna have to drop in a minute, friends.
it's better.
Yeah, we'll wrap up
Okay.
shortly here. He is standing his ground. You see him reach and pull out a dagger from under his robes.
Oh god.
Sorry, I took my headset off. What was it?
Didn't work.
There's a
Nothing.
gunfight that they broke what knives to.
He pulled a dagger from out from under his robes. I believe it is time for you to leave now.
Can we hear all this happening, or we're just watching the
Well, the
guard
guards
knocking
open
doors?
the door.
I put my
The door is
rapiers
not
away.
open.
Yeah, I put my rapiers away and I open the door and let the guards in.
Right as I close the door. Forgot to do that. They kind of rush in past you and kind of like
And I sneak out behind him.
body block the mayor, and they step aside to let you all pass.
Business is good now in Colorado.
As Fillerin slinks by, Erixus is just like, poor drop.
Fillerin notes that none of you helped him.
Except for the one who cast Charm Person.
That wasn't help.
If I was smarter, it would
It was
be.
almost help.
Almost help.
Oh, never mind.
As we step out the door, can I do an investigation check to see if there's a ring out here?
Where are you checking?
If there's any like plants or something by the door over here.
Give me an investigation check.
Don't want that ring. No, it's somewhere over here.
Detect magic.
That'd be too easy. 6.
As far as you can tell, there's not really any hiding spots for it around.
It's a jump. Where's that ring? Let's go.
All right, you guys make your way out of the mayor's office under the watchful eye of the guards behind you. And that is where we will leave off for this week.
Harumph.
As we stand outside the mayor's office, dejected.
Erixus doesn't look dejected. Erixus is actually quite cheery.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks again to Shady earlier for that raid. Really appreciate you
Blair
dropping in
immediately
and
disappears.
hanging out for a bit. I will be back on probably Thursday,
We
my
basically went-
usual
we
stream.
walked,
Gonna be doing
trucked
some
your guys in snow,
some scary
ordered
games this
some
month, I
books,
think. I've got a couple that I picked up that are
took a nap.
not like horror,
And
but
got
are like
another nap.
suspenseful type
2 naps.
games. So I'm gonna be
And got
getting into
rejected
those, and
twice.
we'll probably do something a little
Well,
spookier towards the end of the
that's
month,
it.
closer to Halloween.
The typical
But
Tuesday.
yeah, gonna switch up the games a little
But
bit.
it's a Monday.
And next session of D&D Echoes of the Center Plane will be happening Monday per usual
All
at
right.
7 o'clock.
Well,
And yeah, should be fun. We'll get to see
Yeah.
these guys do some traveling
Have fun
and
with all of
head to the Amtar
your
Forest. So,
magic books.
but yeah, thanks everyone again for hanging out tonight, and I will catch you all
right.
later.
Good game. Good night, everyone.